Good morning, guys. This is Lisa from Happytohook Creations, and it is Sunday morning. It is cold outside. It's like 33 degrees. Yesterday it was spitting snow. Nothing stuck, but I'm sure it's coming, just say it. Our high today is not even, I think it's gonna be like 38, so we're almost there. Anyway, you guys got snow yesterday. I just be safe, stay warm. South of here got up to 5 inches of snow, like an hour away where I travel. Actually, it's one of the cities that I go to every single week, and yeah, I'm like, man, already. It is November. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good morning so far, and hi to all my subscribers, all of you, the ones who have been here with me from the very beginning. There are quite a few of you. I'm recognizing the names when you guys do a comment. And all my new subscribers, thank you guys so much for hopping on here and hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate your support. If you are not a member of my private Facebook group, please hop on over there. There's just one question you have to answer, and then you're in. They're a wonderful group of people, very talented, very supportive. So hop on over there if you're not, or if you haven't already. So I had a craft show yesterday and this one now, and I was like counting back and I was trying to remember. I think it has been 8 years, because Cameron might have been about 3 or 4. If he was 4, that would make sense, because it would have been 8 years, because he just turned 12. And they used to go with me all the time. Sometimes they'll come to visit, but since they're getting a little older, I don't know, they don't want to hang out. Well, they do, but there's just so much to see. So this craft show was located in a civic center, in a town not too far from Decatur. It's like 15 minutes, if that, called Mount Zion. And so, like I said, I do this. So every year they have a spring, a fall, and then a winter, kind of, I guess. Yeah, because it's usually in March, and then we have another one in August, and then we have one in November. And so I've done all those 3 for the last, 8 years. And with COVID and everything, it was just like, I think right after COVID, we had, I don't even think it was 30 vendors. This is a pretty big building. This is where people have their wedding receptions and stuff like that. So yesterday, we had so many vendors. So as soon as you walk into the double doors, you've got like this long hallway, wall to wall vendors, you guys. I'd never seen so many. We had a bunch there. I can't remember the total. I'll have to check on that. But there was so much to see. So Cameron and Jordan, of course, were with me yesterday for a little while, and they were off. They would come back and go, oh my gosh, you need to go look at this, and they have this. And I'm like, I'm trying to do my own thing here. But, and Abby wasn't with me because they had something going on at church yesterday. So, yeah, they found a lot to look at. And then Amanda showed up, and she went shopping with the kids. So they were able to get some stuff, but I don't think I've seen it that busy in a lot, like post-COVID. It's been crazy. So we were really, really busy. Oh, today I'm drinking Krispy Kreme medium roast coffee, and then I've got caramel vanilla creamer in here. It's not too bad. Now, so I usually put 2, sometimes 3. Before I had to watch my sugar, I'm a Southerner, so don't be shocked by this. But I used to put like, probably, I got hair that's like poking in my ear. Maybe 4 or 5 teaspoons of sugar in my coffee. We're not even going to talk about sweet tea, which I don't drink anymore, but it was yummy when I did. Anyway, so now I'm down to just 1 equal, because when I put creamer in there that already has sugar in it, I don't need to put a lot. And so today, I mentioned that because today I decided I'm not going to put any equal in there. Let's just see. This is my second cup. So my first cup did have equal. This one did not. I just put the creamer in there because it has sugar in it. It's really not bad. It's a little bitter, but I like that I can taste the coffee more, you know, without being hit by something sweet first. So I don't know. Just thought I'd mention that. Just some random chat, people. But it is not bad. So, man, I don't, there's a hair that's just kind of bugging me right there. It's like wanting to poke me in my ear, and it feels like something's crawling up me. I don't like it. I really had to make this hat stretch, y'all. I got a big head. I'm just saying. You know I got a big head. This is, I made this out of Italian wool that was given to me from an alpaca. It's got alpaca and I don't know, something else in it. I don't normally, and it could be, yeah, see the little fuzzies? But it's cold. The heater's on right now. It's like freezing right now. Doggone weather. My knee's going, stop it. All right. I'll get back to the, craft shop. Anyway, you guys know I get sidetracked. It's just a normal thing. Okay. So there was a lot of people there, including three. There were three of us that crocheted. I had to think. So the one lady, I see her all the time. I think her name's Mary something. Marilyn or Mary Ann, maybe. She's real sweet. She comes over and we chat. She looks at things that I make that are new and wants to know how I made it, what the stitch was. And I always tell her, just check YouTube. That's usually what I do. I go, some of the stuff I just do on, you know, I know the stitch, so I just work it up. Like my Grinch hat. Everybody's like, well, what stitch are you using? I just used a basic double crochet beanie stitch. You know, you do your three rounds of increases, and then double crochet around in each stitch till you get it as long as you want it. And then I just do a front and back post for the brim. And that was the first one. Then I made another one where I started with the brim first and then cinched the top. So the brim that I started with the second Grinch hat was the back post for a single crochet to make that really nice ribbed look. That's it. So there was no pattern. I just kind of, you know, if I see something, I got to change it up a little bit. And I didn't even, you know, I would have never made a Grinch hat in those colors. So I'm just looking around. Every time something will pop up in my feed. It's Christmas time. I go looking. They had headbands. They had hats. And they had them in different styles, but they kept using the same colors over and over, obviously, for the Grinch, the red, white, and the lime green. The one that I really liked, I thought was kind of reminded me of more of an elf hat because it was pointed at the top and worked its way down like a cone. So I just wanted to make a regular beanie. And I did end up buying more of those lime green pom-poms because they just matched perfect. I just could not believe how well they matched. And yesterday, I had a lady that bought a Divine hat. I had it made in the retro stripe and that lime green. So I'm making another Grinch hat because I had already sold 3 of them. I was wanting to make the 4th one. So I took 2 Friday night. The 2 that I was telling you about that I made, and I sold both of those. So then I made another one, and then I was working on the 4th one for yesterday. This lady sees this Divine hat, looks at that pom-pom and says, how much more would it be if you put that pom-pom on that hat? So I brought that hat, the Grinch hat that I was making. I brought that one back because I didn't have any more pom-poms. That was my 4th one. That was it. So I did order some more, and as soon as they come in, I'll be making more hats. She's already shipped it. She's really great. I'll put her link in the description box below. And let's see. So anyway, that was really nice. Those make, you know, that retro stripe, I just can't say enough good things about it. The only thing that it's not a concern, it's not like a whatever, but has anyone else noticed that the new batch is a bit different? And I say that because Abby makes the TikTok beanies, okay? And that is something, I believe it was started by Katie did 86. She makes the TikTok beanie. Abby wanted to make one. You know, that's why I bought her the knitting machine so she can kind of make her own thing. She uses this so that I, you know, when it was on sale for $3.37, I would buy it. And, you know, I bought a bunch because I use this quite often. But then the second batch that I got from Joann Fabrics, it felt really thin, guys. It felt thin. It didn't work up as well. And even Abigail noticed a difference when she was working on her adding machine. She was like, Mom, it's like really getting tangled because it's really thin. I go, so just set, you know, because they've got like thin yarn setting, medium weight, and chunky, I guess. I've never used it, but she told me, you know, we went through everything when she bought it, and she just doesn't like it. And when I went over here to my yarn, you can feel that there's a difference. One feels I don't know what word, it feels better than the other one. One feels really thin. The other one feels like it's a good 4-weight yarn. And then the newer batch feels almost like a 3-weight, and like it would not work very well at all. I don't know. We'll see, but it could just be in my head, you guys. If you have noticed that there is a change in the retro stripe yarn from even say last year or earlier this year, let me know. Because I don't think, I mean, Abby and I might, you know, maybe we're just weird. I don't know. But I think there's a difference. I'm saying there's definitely a difference. But I love that yarn, and it makes such a beautiful divine hat. Oh my gosh. And when she asked me to put that pom-pom, I took a picture. I will put it on my Facebook group because I do not know how to put a picture. I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out, but if I figure it out, you'll see a picture somewhere, maybe here, of that beanie, because I asked her if I could take a picture of it before I bagged it up for her. If not, it will be on my Facebook page. And maybe even my Instagram. I'll put it on Instagram as well too. So I told you guys, I'm not, you know, I love making videos and stuff, but Abby usually is my little tech savvy girl. I'm on a computer too much anyway. It drives me nuts. But anyway. So yeah, retro stripe. Not the same. I just don't think it is. So, all right. Well, 13 minutes in. I think I've chit-chatted enough. So, the craft show was extremely busy. So if I haven't told you before, this is a 2-day. Friday, they let us go in, we set up, and then from 7 to 9, we have shoppers come in to shop. Well, yesterday, it's a good thing we went early. Abby and I left the house at about 5:30. We got there, we started setting everything up, and that place was already packed with people. I mean, they were just wanting to get out. And the cold weather, I'm sure that had something to do with it as well. Because yesterday's high, it was windy, but yesterday and Friday night also, and because it didn't start till 7, it was already in the 30s when they came and started this. I think the wool is getting to me, I don't know. But anyway, I think that, you know, that had a lot to do with the shoppers being out. And some people like to come right after work so they don't have to get out on Saturday because they've got plans with family or whatnot. So it was really busy. The blue shawl that I had, the other one that I made with this yarn right here, actually, that's a Hobie Universe yarn. Because I made 2 of those. No, I made 3. I made 2 shawls and then 1 shawlette. So I still have the shawlette, and it's got tassels in the front and then on either end, but it's not very big. It's just, you know, put around your neck as like an accent or accessory for your top or something. But she bought the shawl. She came and looked at it while we were setting up. She asked me how much it was. I told her. I took it off of my mannequin, aka Felicia. So I took it off Felicia and showed it to her because it's pretty good size. I think when we measured, it was like 70 or 80 across. How much was it? Because this was the summer shawl, the one I make all the time that makes its own it makes its own edging as you're crocheting it. But anyway, I showed it to her. She said, okay, thank you. I put it back on Felicia. Not even, I just figured, all right, she probably thought it was too much. Didn't like it after all. I showed her the metallic going through it and the whole spiel, guys. And then her and her husband walked off and to look around at other stuff. So in the meantime, Abigail and I are finishing up, setting up everything. And then at about 8:45, 15 minutes before we're wrapping things up, she comes back and she says, I want that shawl. So there you have it. So booth fee and then some, just on that one sale. So I was very happy about that. So Friday night, I sold that shawl. I sold one of my Grinch hats, like right around setup, and then the last one right before we left. A lady had come and looked at it. I had one Grinch hat on my male mannequin head, and then I had another one because it was slightly smaller on my female head. And she bought the male one. That was the very first one I'd ever done that I just made, like, I don't know, a couple days ago. And I was like, hey, I made a Grinch hat. So she bought that one. And then someone came back. I think they might have been with her. But a girl bought the second one. So that's when I was like, man, I got to go home. You guys, this ended at 9. Abby and I went and got something to eat. And then I went home and started crocheting because I had to make some more of those Grinch hats. And then a vendor asked if I could make her a blue hat in 100% cotton because she was allergic to everything else. She can't wear acrylic. She can't wear wool. So I'm like, yeah, I got lots of cotton. So, you know, not a problem. So yeah, it was just crazy. So Friday night, I sold 2 Grinch hats, a shawl, and a lovey. I think it was an Easter lovey. That was one of them. I'm pretty sure it was a bunny. Anyway, but that's, yeah. It was, I can't say it was really slow Friday night because I had a lot of people looking at stuff. Oh yeah, and scrubbies. And I didn't make any scrubbies, and I only had like 2. I had 2 left in the bin for all of yesterday. But the weird thing is no one was really looking, so it's okay. At the dishcloths or the scrubbies. Usually I sell a bunch of those on, especially this particular show. People like to get them and use them for stocking stuffers or whatever they do with them for themselves. I don't know. But I only had a few people asking about them, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'll be at my next craft show will be at wherever. I was telling them, and I was like, I'll have more made up if you're interested. And they were just like, oh, okay, that's fine. So it wasn't like really a big deal that I didn't have that much. But it also gave me a chance to plug my next show so that they would know to come and see all the vendors, because I think we have 50. I think there's gonna be 50 vendors in that building. So Friday, like I said, Friday with the first sale of the shawl, took care of my booth fee, and then extra for profit. And then, Grinch hats and everything. So yesterday, Saturday, it was from 9 to 3. It was extremely busy again. Definitely more so than Friday night. We had a lot of people in here. People were picking up, especially their kids were picking up the loveys and looking at them and saying how cute they were, but nobody was really buying them. It was kind of weird, but it was cold outside. So I sold, and I was just too busy to even write down. So I'll tell you what I remember anyway. I know I sold a bunch of Divine hats because I have Divine hats in just about every color imaginable, every color combination. They don't take a lot of yarn to make. So, if I see something, I'll just say, oh, Divine hat would look good. So I had a lot of Divine hats, and I also had a lot of Stormy Waters hats because they make a really nice textured beanie as well. And I already told you about the lady with the retro stripes and that green. I gotta get some more of those pom-poms because it looked so neat. I really hope I can get a picture up for you guys to see that because it was really cool. Let's see. I also sold messy bun hats. I had Esmeralda is my my live looking, I don't know how you say it. It was like a training head that I bought. So she's got a bunch of hair. So we put it through the ponytail holder or ponytail hat and then wrap her hair up because it's like, the ponytail's like this long. So I fold it in half and it kind of gets a little back heavy, but you can really see the texture. It was this one. I can't remember the name, you guys, but you remember when I made a bunch of hats with this front post, and it's just like super stretchy and it feels really thick. So all of my messy bun hats were made out of this pattern, just with the hole in the top. Man, I forgot how much I like my Star Trek. Now I want to get my Star Trek on, but I won't. I'll save that for later. But anyway, so they were made out of that, and everybody really liked the texture of that. So until I find another messy bun pattern that I really like more than this one, that's the one I'm going to make messy bun hats out of, because I really like the way it feels. They sell really well. And I will look the pattern up. I know I put it in one of my, when I first started making them, I'm pretty sure I listed the pattern. If not, I'll find it and I'll put it in the description box below for you guys. And if I forget, just somebody get in the comments and go, hey, Lisa, don't forget to give me that, that messy bun pattern. And I'll put that down there for you. But those sold really well. The Divine hats were good. Oh, I had this cute little girl. She was about, how old did they say she was? I think she was 6. So I had a boho vest from the ones that I made from Hectanuga 1. I had a boho vest in favorite stripes. Believe it was retro, or not retro, red heart, red heart favorite stripes. And I also had a regular beanie in the same colorway. So the grandmother, actually, her grandparents brought her over. So they bought her the vest and they bought her the hat, and she wore it around. She looked absolutely adorable. Oh my gosh, she loved bright colors, and that was just perfect for her. It definitely matched her personality because she was kind of all over the place. She would not sit still, and you could tell that the grandparents were kind of struggling to keep up with her, but it was so cute, and she just loved it. So, but that was the only boho vest I sold. And it was to her, and she looked just adorable. And sometimes when I'm making hats, I forget that I've got hats that might match some of the dresses or the boho vest especially. And the grandmother found it, and she was like, is this a set? And I go, well, it can be. I hadn't even thought about it, but she bought it for her, and it was really cute. I was like, something's popping up here. That's my old one. Anyway, so it was a successful craft show, and I've already signed up for the next one, which will be March 3rd and 4th at that location. That's the start of their spring one. And yeah, so it was successful. I'll just keep going until they stop having them, because I love it. 3 times a year I'm there, and everyone was coming in. There was a car outside that had like 2 inches of snow, so they were talking about that, and I go, well, did you ask him, where he had come from? And because my sister-in-law was in Vandalia, they do a craft show there every year, about the same time that I do this one, and they got 4.5 inches. Wowzers. So I sent her a text, and sure enough, she was like, yeah, it's still snowing. So yeah, hopefully they'll be home safe today. But anyway, that's it, I guess. I think I've talked your ear off. I know I've been all over the place, but I've just got, I had so much in my head, and I got to get it out so I can let you guys know. But it was a good one. If you guys had a craft show, I hope yours was just as successful. And I hope the weather held up for you. And yeah, if you guys have any more lined up, I hope they're good ones. So let's see, what else? Was there something else? Yep, we've already touched on the Grinch hat, because I had some people ask me about the pattern. I keep getting, oh goodness. I keep getting all these messages. They're all weather bugs. to let me know that there's going to be a freeze warning tonight because it's going to be below 30. It's time. What can I tell you? So anyway, there is no pattern for the Grinch hat. Like I said, I just a regular double crochet. I think I'm going to make my next one in half double to give it a little bit tighter looking stitch. See what I think, what I like about that. Now, I love beanies that are top down, meaning you make the crown part first and then work down. The ones with the brim, the back post brim, those are good to do as well. But TL Crafts, my gosh, anyway, TL Crafts has a tutorial where you can make the hat top down and then just add on that back post brim. And I've done it several times. Looks perfectly fine. It looks really great. But then there's some beanies that you make that you have to do starting with the brim, work it up and then do either the decreases or just cinch the top. And I think those look cute too. So I've done them both, but I really like top down. It could be because that's, the first beanie I ever made was a top down beanie, just a basic beanie. And that's all that Grinch hat is. You just got to change the colors, the red first and the white, or white and then red, but end with the green and then top it off with a pom-pom. You're good to go. Oh, and I also made an ear warmer. See, I knew there was something I had to show you before I let you go. So there was also an ear warmer. If you go to Pinterest and all you have to do is put in Grinch hat, there'll be a bunch of things that pop up. Excuse me. So there's an ear warmer, and on one side it's red and white striped, and on the other side it's green. Just the cutest thing ever. So I did make it while I was sitting there. I left it on the table. I didn't take a picture of it. I didn't like it as much because it is not knitted. I think knitted ear warmers, not all, but in this particular style, I think it would look much better if it was knitted. So when I remember, I'll take a picture. Everything's still in the car, guys. I was exhausted yesterday. I got home, I pulled into the garage, and you know what? I came upstairs and I can't remember. Oh, Jack brought dinner because Abby wasn't home yet. So yeah, because I usually don't have to load up the car by myself. So you have to wait because there were so many vendors. Everyone was leaving. So the entrance where the doors were, there was like 2 rows of cars lined up. So I just kind of sat there playing on my phone. I play Words with Friends, look up some patterns just to see what I was doing for about 15-20 minutes till things cleared out a little bit. And then I went and got my car and parked it in front and loaded everything up. But it took me like 4 tries. I had a lot of stuff. Or 4 tries, 4 loads. I had a lot of stuff to load up. And when I got home, I was just like, yeah, it's not going anywhere. It can just stay there. So the car is chock full of my stuff. We'll end it. We'll do it later. It would be nice if I could leave it in there for a week, right? But I won't. I'll take it out. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get off here because if I don't, I'll just keep talking to you. Not that that's a bad thing. But as I was talking to you, I got 2 orders on my phone. So I better get to those too. I got to go pull them. I only have one Shrek hat, not Shrek. I only have one Shrek hat made up and I just sold 2. So, and I got to get some more. I know that there's still some here, right? But I've got to pull this to make more hats. It's November, so, and I think this is not the week for Hobby Lobby for sale. Might be starting since it's Sunday. Oh, that would be so great if they were 30% off. They had their Christmas like 60% off. I buy a new ornament every single year to put on my tree. Oh yeah, my tree has a lot of ornaments on it. But yeah, so every year we just go shopping. We pick out a new ornament, put it on the tree. Sometimes I'll make one. Anyway, my goodness, things are just, I got things going off. And anyway, I guess that's telling me to get off here, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. I know sometimes I can get a little crazy, but again, successful craft show. I know there were a lot of stories leading up to that, but I like talking to you guys. You make it easy. So anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your day. It is Sunday, if I haven't said that already. Today is the 13th of November. And if you guys have any questions, of course, you can reach out to me. My email is happytohook@gmail.com. You know, you can find me on Facebook, of course, YouTube, TikTok. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not. Instagram for sure. So just hop over and see me, say hi, and I will try my best to get back to you when I can. I will see you when I see you. Thanks again for watching. Happy hooking, everyone. Bye.